The interesting thing about mute buttons is that in order to get your mic working again, you have to press unmute. Yeah, big F. Big F for me. It's been an interesting day. Per the description that was teased out. I did my overnight prints, and I think my the temperature must have been off, because I think I under extruded in spots on the on the models that I did for the build a lightsaber stuff. Which, maybe I'll fail again at some point in the future, because I know our neighbor kid wants a little build your own lightsaber collapsible one, though, not just the pieces. We have our own F too. I think it's Perillo Fail. Is that correct? Our first jelly bean of the evening.
BC_2_3D just resubscribed for 4 months.
I did not hear the alert.
Hello, Chris. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone having a good night.
I repeat, this is not good. You're good. Me, though.
BC_2_3D just gifted 1 subs.
There we go. Thank you very much. Very appreciated.
BC_2_3D shared X100.
Thank you. Thank you. Very appreciated. For a Friday where I have a headache and I have to mess with the sounds and stuff. So, oh God, where do I begin today? Okay, so I had some under extrusion, so I'm gonna have to print those big pieces again. I kind of wish I would have noticed early on, which I probably could have, because I was up early this morning. I was up for the iPhone ordering thing, and I got on. There was a problem.
Paceless just resubscribed for 41 months.
That's the jelly bean. Plus the other jelly bean. Thank you, BC23D. Love to royal know me. Thanks for allowing me to vent. You weren't venting, Ursats. You weren't. Your sub expired? Yikes. Well, it's okay. I know our 14 Max Pros won't be here till early October. Yeah, that's what I was 5 minutes. It was 5:05. I got through.
Carrera just resubscribed for 6 months.
Thank you. Here's your black jelly bean for that sub in September. Oh, Nexon, great. Ooh, you're almost.
Nexon just gifted 5 subs.
I'm almost done with the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've just got 3 more in the bag right now. Oh, hey, yours. What's going on? Oh. Let me grab the hype light. Yeah, Ursats. I actually just posted a YouTube Shorts you might be interested in. And I'm going to be talking about it again tonight. So, give me a moment. Good evening, everyone. Here is the under extrusion. It looks ugly. The part is fine. I'll hold on to the part. And maybe give it to a kid, but I didn't like how some of these other pieces turned out by comparison either. Actually, this one didn't turn out too bad. Maybe there's one under extrusion line right around the same level too. So I'm a little miffed because I was going for good. And the other ones, the other lightsabers, they turned out perfect. This is a different filament, of course. Same company, but it must be, I think I needed to run it at a different temperature. So either way, I'll be reprinting those tonight on MakerDeck. You don't think it's a temperature issue? What do you think it is? You think that's a filament issue? Either way, I don't want to print. I'm going to have to print them one at a time at this stage because I don't want this to happen again. It is a nice color. It's chrome. I haven't had a problem with the chrome before, so I don't know why I had a problem with it now. I would love to be able to print it on the bamboo. Unfortunately, Maybe it was just the speed on the Prusa. Maybe I just needed to slow it down. A partial clog. Oh, it could have been. But it could have been a partial clog because it wasn't hot enough. It wasn't hot enough, likely. Not too hot, because it was a 215, and it's a silk, so it should have been 220. Hey, Bob, and everybody, if I didn't say your name, I'll get you going. Black jelly beans are licorice flavor. Be careful. Oh, they are licorice flavor, not actual licorice. Licorice flavor. Under extrusion, check the extruder. May have rubbish causing it slipping. Check the extruder. I looked in the gears. Nothing was there. I've gotten that same look. Printing too cold. Yep. See, that's what I thought, Mad Cat. Could be a partial clog. Don't know. Stinky Air Biscuit. Good to see you. Welcome in, one and all. So I'm going to be doing these one at a time, overnight. I'm going to slow it down and increase the temperature by 5, and hopefully that'll fix the problem. But as it stands, these, I didn't have any other lightsaber pieces fail, so it's not like I can say, all right, here, kid, have some lightsaber pieces that you can assemble. But maybe I'll print some extra pieces for him to use. Or maybe I'll have other failure or partial failures and be fine. What I'm printing right now is something I designed in Tinkercad, as well as on text to STL and a QR code generator. I'm going to be speaking at an event, and I don't have business cards. Instead of printing them, I 3D printed them. And so I'm thinking, well, what do I need on the card? Well, I need my name, and I need how they can get a hold of me. So name, email address. And so, see, look, it says Chris Brown. There's a website called text to,
3D_Printy just gifted 5 subs.
There is no black licorice in here. Opening the second bag of black jelly beans. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the hype train. Indeed. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got the bamboo back. Thank you, 3D Printy, by the way. Immensely. And Nexonaut. Hugely. Thank you. 86 Carrera, Pezliz. Everybody, thank you. Silver Sunbeam, you as well. Got the bamboo back.
The _Silver Sunbeam just gifted 1 subs.
Just got back from SF a little bit ago. Oh, man. Well, man, if you got to crash, crash. Don't worry about me. I'll be here. Got the bamboo back. It Will said it printed fine, but when all right, Nexonaut.
Nexonaut just gifted 2 subs.
Gifting 2 subs. Oh, great. Oh, that's just wonderful. Oh, man. All right. Starting the new goal now. I owe you at least 1 brick walk, possibly 2. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the hype train. I'm having an error. I downloaded and installed the new slicer. The new bamboo slicer is really nice. Really, really nice. You can even add text in the slicer with the fonts that are built in, or in your system at least. So it's like, what? So you can actually add text from within the slicer, which is really, really nice. It's not exactly as intuitive as I think it could be, but I already filed a bug report in GitHub. Hopefully they'll address it. But the error message that I'm getting is that it could not analyze the first layer. I'm like, I don't know why it can't analyze the first layer. I downloaded I'm doing models like I've done before. This is the new slicer. It may be an error with the slicer. I don't know. Because they just, like I said, just released the new slicer today. I guess a way to confirm that would be potentially printing an older model that I know worked well. I'll have to do that. I'll do that. Because then it would come down to the G code being created specifically by the new version of the slicer. But the new bamboo slicer's out. You can use it even if you don't have a bamboo. If you want the text ability in the slicer, there the ability to add text to the slicer. Although, like I said, I used a service called, I just searched like text to STL. Give me a second. I'll give you the exact one. It's text to STL. Yeah, text to STL. It's a French site, and it worked. It worked well, right there. The slicer's good. The printer, for the most part, works fine. It's just this one, right now, it's not, after it was repaired, I can't use it. It's kind of sad. Finally cooled down enough for you to use your resin printer. Oh, yes. It's warm here. In fact, there's a big fire happening like 3 hours south, so we had smoke coming up. And like I said, I had a headache yesterday. Could have been air quality. I've got a headache today. Could be air quality. Could be stress. Could be the fact that I've been up since 5 in the morning, for the iPhone. So I pre-ordered the pre-order, right? You go in, you enter in your information for the iPhone, and then before the pre-order went live. Oh, thank you, Mad Cat, for the cheer. Raining there on
Mad
Jealous.
Cat cheered X100.
So I was set and ready to go, and I'm waiting, and I have like Chrome and Safari and the app, and finally Chrome goes through. I'm like, okay, cool. So I order it. It's 5:05 a.m. It doesn't come in 5:05. 5 minutes after launch.
Thank you, everybody, for participating in the hype train.
5 minutes after launch. I have an N95. I was wearing it all day. And we are air conditioned in the house. 5 minutes after the pre-order launched, my order got pushed back to September 28th. So it got pushed back a week.
Royal
So I won't have it
X
launch day.
200.
Royal Nomi, thank you so much, you and JC. You're awesome. And thank you for the tweet. If I did not reply, I apologize. It's been a little nutty around here, if you will pardon. So anyway, Ursats, aka Ryan, yours October 3rd and 10. Yeah, mine is 28 to 3rd. Mine's that part. So I'll get it. And here's where I am. Physically, hi, I'm in Seattle. Been messing with the vlogs lately, uploading, Jedi went to school, so I uploaded one, and I have a feeling it's the same thing. Like, I'll upload a vlog, and, a couple people will watch, and then they'll kind of fade away. So I'm not going to put a lot of effort into necessarily recording vlogs. At least not at this stage. Or maybe they just get saved up and become, like, weekly, big ass, once a week vlogs. That's also an immense possibility. Instead of going the way that I have been going. And I'm fine with doing that. It's a little more disjointed, and I don't know if people would, watch for that long, but maybe worth a shot. Waiting to see if Best Buy has a trade-in deal like last year. They gave you $9.75? See, I did it through Apple. I was like, it was just easy. I'm like, okay, Apple, fine, good to go. I felt they gave me a pretty good deal. Probably not as amazing as I could have gotten, but I also don't tie it to a carrier. I'm not going to use it as a phone. Thank you for the hype train. I owe you a brick walk, everyone. We passed our sub goal here tonight. Thank you. And I've moved the goal, so we got our next goal to go to. I will promise. I promise to get to that. But okay, so here's.
Thank you, everybody, for participating in the hype train.
I have been noodling. I've been going back and forth. Oh, the Midnight Smith. I got it back. Will said it was fine, and I think it is fine. I think the hardware's fine, but there's a problem. I filed a ticket and uploaded a log to Midnight Smith. Like, it will not. I've tried different models. I've tried running in different scenarios. It won't measure the first layer. It just refuses to. Like, it gives me an error. It says cannot measure the first layer when you're using, when you don't use our software. I'm like, I'm using your software, dude. I sliced it and I sent it to there from the software. So it's really weird. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Bipolar Bear. Welcome in. Not sure what brings you here, but happy to have you. So here's what I was talking about, Airsats. And maybe this happens every time a new iPhone comes out. I just get this itch. I should probably get that checked out by a doctor. I get this itch to talk about it because I used to love the iPhone, right? And I fell out of love with it. It's no longer what it used to be for me. And I've seen all these people. Oh, Zombie, good to see you again. I've seen all these people post on look, I don't know, it says Zombie Hedgehog. Eye cream. Yeah, no doubt about that. I see, all these techies do their thing, and I appreciate what they do, but what's the best phrase to use? I've got to work within constraints, and I feel that maybe, just maybe, I'm not making any promises. Thinking about setting up a new YouTube channel called Chris Perillo Tech. Oh, hey, thank you for subscribing with Prime there, Bipolar Bear.
Bipolar
Very appreciated.
Bear 1981 just subscribed.
For September, there's a black jelly bean.
Bipolar Bear 1981 just subscribed.
I think we got that with Prime. So I was kicking around. I'm like, well, what do I do? I don't know if I can do edited video as well. I would have the bandwidth to do live. I don't know if I'd have the bandwidth to do anything more than that. But there's obviously the possibility of doing like a clip or a pullout, clipping, right? I don't know, but I don't know how. I really don't know how it. Yeah, I did. Midnight Smith. I downloaded it and installed it today. Those were sliced with the new studio. That installed just fine. So I don't know what it is. The Midnight Smith could be a bug in the new studio. I don't know. I did file a bug report though. So I back in the day with the vlogs, we did not. The vlogs were going well. The vlogs. A decade ago, I was vlogging, and I went back and looked at September. Is it the? Wait, hang on. Is it? Let me check something. Okay, I thought it was someone's birthday, and I'm like, well, let me check. Had a pretty good process with live Perillo clips to YouTube videos. Yeah, but ersatz. Here's the way I look at it. YouTube, I don't know if it's doing well. YouTube, yeah, Bipolar Bear, indeed. I'm glad you joined. Yes, I'm typically here every night. You were watching the vlogs way before Jedi was born. Yeah, a lot of people were. And I was talking in the vlog a decade ago. I was saying, I'm lucky that a lot of people, like it. And genuine, like 10,000 views, like 1,000 likes. The vlog, nothing had ever registered better on the channel than the vlog. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing even came close. Nothing. So I thought, well, it's Chris Perillo. I'll just, keep doing the vlog because the vlog, everyone likes the vlog. It gives way great traction. And I would launch a second channel to throw all the geek stuff over there. The geek lifestyles. And the idea was to make it general geekiness, right? Not just tech. And that was my failure. My failure was that. First failure. Second failure was live video in that era. YouTube did not care about live video back then. Now YouTube is going to... hey, Mark. Guess what's going to be in the vlog in a couple of days, or then whenever it gets uploaded again. You son of a candy corn. How dare you. I got him. Yeehaw was not the word I was looking for. But I'm thinking, maybe continuing to do vloggy type of clips. Maybe not the same way that they were. I don't think I can keep up with the daily pace. Honestly, there's not a lot of stuff that happens. Hey, Jay Brinker. But maybe once a week, upload something. I don't know what that'll do to watch time or view time. The subscriber base is basically burned at this point, though. Maybe by going to that, it wouldn't be. I don't know. Didn't they have peeps with candy corn embedded? Possibly 86 Carrera. That is possible. I'm not sure. But I'm seriously considering YouTube has a podcast section now. And TLDR was very much a podcast. We were doing long form tech content back then. Like we were on the platform doing things, that people weren't doing, right? It was just, I was too soon. It was before YouTube had super chats and super thanks and all that stuff. Long before. And that's frustrating to be too far ahead. So I've been thinking about setting up a new channel called Chris Perillo Tech, because people search for Chris Perillo Tech or Tech TV, right? And basically doing an hour on maybe on the weekdays, like a TLDR, like showcasing, okay, I got this. Let's funbox an iPhone. All right, blah, blah, blah. Or let's talk about what Tim Cook said about not wanting RCS. I'm like, what? Your customers don't know what they want. That's your job. Just like the slop that needs to be fixed. I'm gonna be vocal about it, because trust me, it's still there. It's not about the speed of the hardware when it comes to software performance all the time. There comes a point where there's a law of diminishing returns, and I believe that the hardware has outpaced the software, which is not good. I feel that a Pixel 4 is smoother in apps, the same apps as the equivalent apps on iOS, on the latest gen phones. So it's not about the speed of the hardware. It's about the fluidity of the software on whatever hardware it's on. And iOS does not check those boxes. It's fluid-ish, but not compared to its contemporaries at all. And you cannot, empirically, you cannot experience one device next to another and tell me with a straight face that the iPhone is smoother. Are you going to have lag on both platforms? Absolutely. Is it going to get bogged down? For sure. Does Android handle lag differently? Absolutely. Does that mean it's perfect? No. But I'm telling you, by and large, for daily operation, Android is far more fluid than iOS. And that's what keeps me having the iPhone, or using the iPhone really, as a secondary camera. Not necessarily as a phone. Remember the TLDR where we did 1,000 edits per episode, took me 4 hours to edit them, worked out so much better as a podcast style. Yes. Right now, tech is at a spot where it could use more critical eye on experience. Companies are doing spec races again, not helping anyone. Yeah, I agree, but the problem is that you don't see that from a lot of people that are out there, right? And I want to give Microsoft its due, and props to Microsoft for doing what it's doing with Windows 11. The iterative updates, have been fantastic to see. They're cleaning up the UI. It's so long overdue. I'm genuinely excited for Windows 11 updates. Like, I get excited. I'm like, ooh, what's going to look different? What's going to look better? I get excited for Windows updates again. It's been years since that's happened. Years. Mac updates, I'm a little more cautious. I'm like, what are they going to break this time? We'll see. We'll see how Ventura pulls. I mean, there are some nice features coming in Ventura, too. Really nice features. Like being able to use your iPhone as a camera wirelessly without using something like Reincubate Camo. I still use Reincubate Camo just because I believe it has, or will have, like far more options in terms of color balance and everything. You're rocking the 60 hertz Android. Oh, well, fix him, dude. He got my LG. You hold on to that. Remember the Sidekick? I never used one. Never used a Sidekick. Wasn't my thing. Believe it or not. I wasn't into mobile stuff. I was never a gadget guy. You love your S22 screen? It's a great screen. I love the fluidity of the software. See, we all like something different, right? Anyway, so I'm thinking of doing a podcast type of show on YouTube for like an hour or so at a time, and launching like that long form podcasty kind of content. That, of course, is to be a podcast. It's, distributed elsewhere. Your HP iPac stylus broke it. You still have an iPac? Wow, I had an iPac. I remember. We've hit a hardware while can't get any faster without needing some crazy active cooling. It needs to be more software focused. That's my hope. Hey, Mr. Rick. Like, if they've got nowhere to go with hardware, the mobile hardware, right? I mean, they do. They can get smaller, smaller, smaller. They have to start looking to software. They have to. They have to pay more attention to the software. So I'm hoping they will. Seems like Apple's trying hard to cater to more explorers and athletes now than previously. Yeah. I mean, I don't fault them for that, but like when I watched the keynote the other day, it was curious. I was like, I'm not interested in that. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. It got to the iPhone. I'm like, well, I'm interested, but only because of the dynamic island. The dynamic island, I'm not saying is a game changer, but it's everything that. Ooh, hang on. Sorry about that. Sorry, there's like crud or filament that was on the tile there. But like, I'm not interested in the watch. I'm happy with the Samsung watch. And even if I was an Apple Watch wearer, I mean, like, I'd be interested in, like, sure, I'm going to upgrade to the latest one, fine. But the rugged one, I'm like, okay, I definitely would never have any need for that. AirPods, I don't like sticking anything in my ear. I like sticking them on my glasses. So I'm not interested in that. They start talking about other things, and like, I don't know. Apple doesn't have to make everything Apple makes doesn't have to be for me or you or anybody. But I feel like now that Apple got into the 120 hertz range for screen refresh, I feel like I'll be probably upgrading iPhones, every year. Even though it's not this one wouldn't be a huge leap. I'd be very happy though as an iPhone user. Despite the design problems and incongruities, I would be a very happy iPhone user upgrading from a 13 anything to a Pro Max or a Pro because of the dynamic island. I think that's a boon. I think it's a huge win. I think it's working within constraints. Zombie, I'm streaming. I can jump back in. You let me know. Let me know if I need to. So anyway, that was my thoughts are they're dwelling on because YouTube has a podcast like right at the top. They don't even elevate live. They're like live, but podcast they put like right up there. So I'm like, what if I could do a live podcast and brand it like Chris Perlo's the Chris Perlo Tech podcast. Chris Perlo Tech. It's a podcast. Right? Chris Perlo Tech podcast. Episode 001 or whatever. And try and basically rebuild completely from scratch. Utterly, completely from scratch. And try to do my best. The only thing that I know I'd need a lot of help. Watch time is the most important for a YouTube channel. And thumbnails are also very important. So I'm not skilled as a thumbnail guy or a graphics guy, but I've asked Fix'em Dude, and I'm offering to pay him and everything to help, with making thumbnails or what have you. Microsoft Store was down for a while. Oh, interesting. So anyway, Stay Alive 7. Thank you for resubscribing. Has it been a year?
Stay Alive 7 just resubscribed for 12 months. I can be your co-host, D.
There we go. I probably need one, Stay Alive. I'm not joking. I play better off of somebody else than I do talking on my own, believe it or not. And I would do, on a podcast, I would certainly want to pull in guests and chat with them. What do I think about crash detection on the watch and iPhone? I think it's great. I think everything they've added is great. From satellite, crash detection. I mean, Pixel users have had crash detection for years. So it's a good deal. It's a really good deal. And if anything, this is what I feel. If it pushes the industry along for things like that, great. It's awesome. The only thing I'm not happy about, because I guess, and not just because I don't have any experience with it, but the eSIMs. Apparently, there may be some issues with eSIMs. Coase makes live streams so much better. Yeah, but it's finding one. That's the challenge. Maybe, here's the thing. The way I look at it is, if I can come up with a plan and say, look, I'm going to try this. Here's what I'm going to try. Here's what my plan is. I would like to be able to have guests, potentially even a co-host. I would like to be able to produce video segments out of these longer streams, to be able to, upload them to TikTok or upload shorts or, but for that to happen, I would have to hire someone. So to be able to hire someone, that takes revenue, right? So to be able to put Liz basically back to where I was able to pay her for her time with MakerDeck was MakerDeck. I'm not saying MakerDeck is self-sufficient. I just have to remember, and I've told this to Krusty, because I've been talking to a few people about this. Not everybody, but, I'm kind of being a little more open about it, because I'm feeling more confident about formulating a plan. I could, basically reboot my Patreon campaign and say, look, I'm going to give it a shot. Here's what I'd like to do. This is where this could go. Hey, Jerry. A segment with viewer guests would be fun. It would be, but that you got to be careful about that too, because sometimes viewer guests don't exactly make for a good experience for everybody else. That's the only problem. The guests that I'd be wanting to talk to are like tech notables. People who work in tech, people who do tech stuff. Good co-host knows exactly when to say, yes, sir, you are correct. No printer team. A good co-host bounces off you and leads things and helps produce. So effectively, I'm going to try to stair step back into production. A better production. Doing a live stream is fine, but like to be able to have... When someone else is running the show, pressing buttons, you can do a hell of a lot more with production. But starting out, it's not going to happen. Number one, because I'd have to be geophysically in the same space as somebody else, which isn't practical. Two, I'd have to... And here's the thing. I've got a job. I'm very happy with the job. Very satisfied with the job. But at some point in the future, what's my plan B? And MakerDeck, I feel, is not exactly a plan B. What would make MakerDeck a plan B? Will make MakerDeck a plan B is when we do an event. I'm telling you, I'm bullish on a MakerDeck event. Bullish. Everything else will be very supportive. Liz is working on the Patreon details. That's been set up, but it's getting fleshed out. We're working on programming to potentially, for programming. See, remember I said the YouTube thing, podcast? Programming on MakerDeck is basically a podcast. So the MakerDeck YouTube channel will be like a series of Maker podcasts, effectively. So expect a couple of new YouTube channels, but the two would be, obviously different. Christy, do awesome coming back to tech, my friend. You have what it takes, and many people respect your opinion. Stay alive. Here's my worry. Here's my concern. My concern, stay alive, is that I can't compete directly with other techies. And I don't even consider myself a techie. I'm a user advocate. I appreciate tech. I see tech as a series of tools. I try to get by with not as much tech as possible, but as little tech as possible. So I've realized I'm a tech minimalist. I used to collect software, not so much anymore though. So I can't easily be compared to the people who, have called me, in their own words, basically someone they looked up to. I can't be a Marquez Brownlee. I can't be a Linus Sebastian. I can't do things like any of the tech folk out there. So I got to be careful about how this is done. If I jumped in and started doing video, like edited videos, or like, it wouldn't work. If they're going to be video clips, like they have to be YouTube type of, no, Marquez is a nice guy, Zombie. I don't know if you're playing, but, I feel like I have to do this as gently as possible, because here's the thing. People slag me. They say, you have 300,000 subscribers and you don't even get 1,000 views. So it's going to be a slow build. My concern is not that it's going to be a slow build. My concern is that what it is that I'm trying to do, I don't know. I know where I'd like it to go, and I know how I'd like it to grow. I don't know how I'm going to get there yet. I've got, I believe, putting pieces in place to scale into it and to give people what they say they've missed. Because they've told me, oh, I missed TLDR, and then I did it, and then no one watched. So my concern is not doing it. My concern is tepid reception in doing it. I'd still do Twitch because, Twitch is, have fun. Because it gives me a chance. Twitch is, like I said in the beginning, Twitch is a chance for me to just hang out, commiserate, fart around, eat black jelly beans, 3D print, show you some Star Wars stuff, just chat. So very much, the after party is very much on Twitch. Very much on Twitch. I am thinking, too, about... hang on. Folks like Soldier Knows Best don't post that often, but they hit a niche that works for them. You don't have to be LTT, be a Soldier Knows Best. My hope is if I can do basically a live podcast, Chris Perillo Tech. Just call it, hi, I'm Chris Perillo, talking tech, and it's just the channel is Chris Perillo Tech. People happen to stumble upon Chris Perillo, and they will, right? It's just all that's going to be there is basically vlogs. I think in the end, your opinions and ideas will make it stand out, and people will tune in. Yeah, Stay Alive. I really want to move as fast as I can to hire someone, and when I say that, I'm serious. Like, hire a local guy or gal, hire someone to basically be in the same room and run the production for the live show, and we'll figure it out. I want to hire someone geophysically to help, but to do that, it's going to take time. But that way, when I'm talking about a news story and we've got pre-production elements going in, it's not that I'm talking about the news story, but it comes up as an element. One person can't do it all. It's not easy. I'll say that. I don't know if I have fun live streaming, Ryan. I do. Is the Chris Perillo show growing? Well, kind of, yeah. I haven't set up the new... No, I wish Diana was interested. Diana's not interested. I wish. It would be a lot... this is not to take away from her, but certain things would be a lot easier if I had her help. A lot of things would be a lot easier if I had her help for a lot of the things that I need to do. A lot. Now, she's doing her own thing, and I respect that. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say it would be... I feel like I would be able to... I feel I'd be more successful if Diana was able to help. That's not a slag against her. If anything, it's just the opposite. Wish you lived in Seattle. You'd be in there in a heartbeat. You miss being my... Well, there's an accolade then, Ursats. There's an accolade for you. And I'm doing this... So, I'm doing this for a lot of reasons. One, it's a plan B. Twitch is not enough of a plan B. It's just not. Not enough people come to Twitch. Or the people who go to Twitch... we've got a great thing going here, and I love it. And we found our niche... with MakerDeck on Twitch. That's our niche. It totally. But discovery is a challenge. And what they'll tell you is that the best way to get discovered on Twitch is to go to YouTube. So you got to do something on YouTube to flow into Twitch. So now I have an opportunity or a good opportunity to say, well, all right, everyone, thank you. We're going to be blah, 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 blah. Head over to Twitch for the after party. Of course, I'll see you on MakerDeck. If you're interested in watching makes, I'll be 3D printing something overnight on MakerDeck. That kind of thing. So it's not just a search function; it's just the amount of people who are here. Yeah, Twitch is now taking hosting. I'm not sure how many views hosting gives, though. Stay Alive. I've always been curious about that. Raids still work. Hosts, losing the host is a bit annoying. I don't know why they're doing that. Their explanation really didn't make any sense to me, though. Shorts are a big thing. Clips play on TikTok. Yeah, I agree, Ursats, but for the clip, you need a producer. So again, I need to be able to hire a full-time producer. And mind you, I've got a full-time job. I got a full-time gig. Everything that I do in my time, that's my time. That's my business. That's my side gig. But I would even pay out of pocket, especially in the beginning, to get someone that I would need to be able to get from point A to point B, to work through a strategy and to execute that strategy. I absolutely would. Anyway, yeah, that's something that a producer for to be able to do something like that. There's I know the value of tech. You remember the sponsors we used to get left and right, like just constant. And I have to be able to navigate those waters. I mean, certainly I've got certain things that I won't be able to do. And of course, with disclosure, working for Intel, there's certain things I just wouldn't do. Certain things I can do, like if I have an opportunity to look at a PC or a laptop or something like that. Yeah, I could do it with Intel inside. I'd be able to do that. So anyway, on another note, Patreon fired their entire cybersec team. Yeah, dude, that is just freaking bizarre. I have a feeling we haven't heard the end of it. Like, why would you fire your entire team? Why? Did something happen? Like, was there a security breach that they haven't talked about yet? Just kind of makes you wonder. They say no. I'm like, oh, your entire team? Oh, to outsource? That's not exactly something I want to outsource. That's me, personally. I would not want to outsource my cybersecurity. Wonder if they're going to contractors out of recession fears. See, yeah, that's coming too. Time to be a creator. Exactly. That's what I'm saying is like, plan B. It's always good to have a plan B. Maker Deck becomes a part of plan B when we're able to execute, I think, an event. Part of. And when I say plan B, I mean, like, I'm not going to work forever, right? I used to be independent. Eventually finding my way back at some point in the future. I'm having, mind you, what I'm doing right now, I'm going to see through because what I'm doing at Intel, I can't talk about, but I'm genuinely excited. Like, which is good because part of my role is being an evangelist, but I can only get excited for something that I care about, and I care about what we're doing right now. I can't talk about it though, sadly. I'll follow up, or feel free to follow up, Ryan, in chat too if you have any further thoughts. Maybe it was yes people who brought nothing to the table. Cybersecurity team, they don't strike me as yes people at all. Doing prints, yes, we will. This is almost done. I got one more pass, 2 more passes, and then I gotta flip the filament. Hopefully, it turns out the Chrome or the white on Chrome QR code chip worked out very, very well. These are my business cards for an event that I'm speaking as a quote unquote influencer. An influencer who's going to try to re-influence. And then I'll be making goals. Making goals. I'm not gonna make goals yet. Half your power went out last night in the middle of a parent. Oh no! I didn't get my DALL-E invite, unfortunately. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm like, I'd really like to play with DALL-E because I'm not sure I want to pay for the other one that I used up from Discord. What's the other one called? Talked about it the other day too. Let me go here. A confluence. Exactly. I'm a confluencer. We're coming together. It's a confluence. Amazon did a horrible job with packing the Boba Fett prototype. This is a new figure. Well, I think it's from the same original mold, but they did a horrible job with it. It's all bashed and broken. Like, it's just horrible. Luckily, I ordered 2. The second box was also bashed and broken. So that kind of ticked me off. As an in-box collector, as well as out-of-box collector. It's just upsetting. A little bit upsetting. Let's take that out here. This is the prototype Boba Fett. Ah! Oh, this one is different. It's got soft goods. Yeah, this is different. This one's definitely different. The prototype. I have a Boba Fett shelf. You've seen it in the play shop. and I had the first version of the original version of the prototype Boba Fett. Is that gonna go? Right, there we go. I think, yeah, they updated a few things, which is always good, right? You know, you don't want to get the same one over and over again just for packaging. Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Where? Boba Fett. Got it stand. I got a... Oh. I'm not sure I'm going to show the Nightmare Before Christmas figures here, but... Let's see if I can spin their... Oh, I can't. Bamboo cups. I found these at Ross. Not the bamboo printer. The bamboo cups. With a design with Grogu and a too cute to spook design. Bamboo cups for Halloween. Pretty affordable. I mentioned the other night, the Nightmare Before Christmas figures that I wanted to get. So they just released Series 2 of the Nightmare Before Christmas. So I went out and I picked up a second array of Nightmare Before Christmas figures to open. So I've got one to stay in the box and one to open. Because of course I collect 5 POA figures. And they're Super 7s, so they're good quality. But I now have I've had Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, but not like figures. So this will be like over the years, you know, I'll be able to build not a nativity scene, but you know, like for Halloween, I could pull out the loose Nightmare Before Christmas figures. So we're getting 6 more coming soon, and hopefully they will continue until like all the Nightmare Before Christmas figures are released. Target has not been great for me lately, but where's the... There it is. But I was in the toy aisle. Stay alive. I hope you're enjoying this. It was a nice looking boba. These I'm glad they're releasing or continuing to release character cars. They stopped doing the car ships, unfortunately. But they're doing character cars still. So there's new Dark Trooper in this series, and a new Fennec Shand, or no, just a Fennec Shand first release Fennec Shand. So these are 2 new vehicles, 2 new sculpts. You can tell they're new because they will mark new there. In the wave, there's a lot of like or earlier release cars. If you missed any of those, like Bo-Katan, Captain Rex, etc. But these are new, so I've got 2, and now I've got to wait to find 2 more, because those 2 are going to stay in the package. The other 2 I would and will absolutely open. I'm not, you know. So the interesting thing about Super 7 figures, specifically Nightmare Before Christmas figures, is that they actually had a series. An earlier series of Nightmare Before Christmas, like Jack Skellington, but the quality was so subpar, like they were brittle, basically, downright brittle, not great quality. So these are like entirely new sculpts based on the new plastic. So I'm very glad that they decided to re-release those. Very glad, because like Nightmare Before Christmas figures. The only other one I would want. If they ever, oh my God, if they ever release, and I say this about everything, but if they ever released a Lego Nightmare Before Christmas, and you know they will, because they've done a Jack and Sally. They were part of a minifigure series. So they've played with the idea. They would wipe the walls. If they released a Nightmare Before Christmas Lego series, just the minifigures, I would die. Not literally, figuratively. Well, eventually I will die. Oh, here I am using a trackpad when my finger's on the desk right now. It's not anywhere near the trackpad. And it's like, why is my mouse cursor not moving? Because you got to know how to use the computer, Chris. All right, let's pop over to Discord here. Show and tell. There's Mad Cat's skull from last night, though still not sure who made it. Or what filament. Sheldon. Oh, whoa. He's got was that like it's a pumpkin. Oh, it's a skull pumpkin. Interesting. Creepy. Star Wars pencil tube from 3D Print Bunny. I haven't done mine yet. But I did download it. I'm like, hey, it's Star Warsy. It's 3D printing. I'm in. Silver Sunbeam doing a custom lens case for large format lenses printed on stream yesterday. I was going to say, is that like a huge like calibration cube? But no, it is not. Oh, Midnight Smith. Wow. Dude. He did a custom Grogu pram. Wow. Spectacular, dude. Good job. Wow. That looks licensed. It looks licensed. Stay Puffed. Dioramas. I think we've seen this one before. Yeah, Trevor? I could be wrong. I think we've seen these. Yeah? Oh, it's a good photo. I still haven't seen the new Ghostbusters. Has it been released? Like, for me to watch somewhere on, like, HBO or something? Funny. Look at the guy. Look at the one in the s'mores. You found a cute skull while thrifting. Oh, yeah, there are a lot of skulls thrifting. C. Sam Fisher finished his first helmet. Phase 1 Clone Trooper. Need a bigger printer now. Ha. Fits my daughter, but her nose sticks out a little, so I can't put a visor. Oh, man. 63 hours. Wow. Wow. I've been I got to get back to that Y-wing guy to potentially commission a Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmet. I'd like to commission one, because I don't know if we're gonna see a Black Series. I'd imagine at some point maybe, but spectacular job. Phase 1. Oh yeah, there's the yeah. They got the onesie. Yeah, my daughter. I don't know if my daughter had I don't know if she had a onesie, a Stormtrooper onesie. That may be one thing that she does not have. She wears pajamas mostly in the winter though. That's when she's usually wearing the PJs. Ooh, give me a second. Close that. All right, now popping over to the Discord. Durfin. Oops, sorry. Let me make sure I'm all caught up. I think I am. Oh no, Mad Cat tweeted something. Although Mad Cat keeps leaving out the details. I'm like, who made it? Like, what? Where do you get it? Like, thank you. Okay, I think that would be. I think that's it. I'll have to catch up on all the other stuff later. Give me a second. Let me hit refresh. Months of work? Yeah, man. It looks like it, too. Oh, Chaos Cortec on things. Okay. I just know they like being tagged. Hey, Jiraiya. So there you go, Mad Cat. Ooh, yeah. Skeleton Pumpkin. 'Tis the season. Of course, I printed all the Fix 'em Dude face pumpkins from last year. The swappable faces. Those were fun. And then I did the Star Wars skulls to prepare for this year. So I'm not sure what other Star Wars-y pumpkin Halloween-y things we can do. That one's really weird. Like not bad, but like good weird, like weird. K2 Design Lab. Some build this as a model. I consider it a work of art. Oops, sorry if that's too high. Wow. That looks nice. The filament is from Printbed. Is that the name of it? It does look like a work of art. There you go, Fix 'em Dude. You see that? Well, you must have, because he tagged you. Damn it, it's Karen. Purchased a Maker Deck apron. Kissed the Maker. That's a Fix 'em Dude original. Available on the Maker Deck shop. Wish you had a spare room to set all the printers up in and make it too hot in here. Yeah, see, I'm glad I only have one small one. Well, apart from the big one downstairs. Which, again, when it's not working, it's not heating anything up. 3D Print Bunny. She did a water lily. Polymaker, you can put only put one model on your SD card. It's the only thing printer be able to print from now on. What will it be? Photos Mint's got another dragon. This is an ice dragon. Ice dragon. Ice dragon. Free Heathen. He's got a chain sword prop now made up on his thangs. And it was Friday. Happy Friday. What are you making? What did you make? What are you making today? Well, a lot of people making different things. Miller's doing 175% Flexi Factory Shrike. Silver Sunbeam's doing a potion of time. Stephen Bueller's doing a measuring tape holder. Pezla's doing the Ice Dragon Bust. Vortex doing a drippy bucket. Zombie Hedgehog doing a hedgehog car wheel. And Kieran's doing a fossil fish fobs. Fossil fish fobs. That's alliteration at its finest. Fossil fish fobs. Can you say that? Like, how fast can you say that? Fossil fish fobs. Fossil fish fobs. Fossil fish fobs. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's pretty sweet. See? Yeah. Big boss. See? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to... let's do this. Hide that. Wait, which one is one? Let's just do one here. Gonna see how long. This may be an 8 hour. The overnight print. This may be an 8 hour, or let's see here, because I'll slow it down to 50%. Yeah, I can get it to about 9 hours tonight, overnight. I'm printing again with the Chrome overnight, but I'm gonna slow it down to 50%, and I changed the temperature on it as well. Hopefully the nozzle clog will be all good. Feeding filament for fossil fish fobs. There you go. Papa Bear, good to see you. I used your work service today. I did. I needed to check a few things. Actually, I came up with a few workable things too. The things that I needed to check. I'm like, wow, this actually kind of works. Oh, hey, there's a new Samsung Internet Beta potentially. Although I may have already downloaded that one. Yeah, I usually stay up to date on the phone. Do I have anything else? I don't think I do. Talked about everything. The tech show. That's the thing that's been on my mind. The basically I would name, and I did. Tell me what you... I mean, seriously, give me feedback. Chris Pirillo Tech on YouTube. But I'm not going to create a new Twitter account, because just follow me, Chris Pirillo. Just follow Chris Pirillo. You're not going to get, a different Chris Pirillo. You get me. But, or at least that I know of. You're not going to get, full-on tech. You're going to get me. But I feel it's, if I do it right, there's a chance to, I mean, I saw, who was it? Interviewed him recently too. And he grew to I watched a couple of his videos. I'm like, he's like at 100,000 people. I'm like, it took a lot. I wouldn't say Chris Talks Tech, because people search for Chris Pirillo and tech. So I'm specifically going with that search term. Plus, it's branding. It's name branding. It's name recognition. So kind of have, like, it was Linus Tech Tips, right? And that grew out of that. No, it wouldn't be CPU. CPU doesn't, unfortunately. Chris Pirillo's universe is completely It wouldn't make sense. It's got to be tech. Tech has to be in the brand. It has to. My name and tech have to be in the brand. So that's the simplest way of doing it. Chris Pirillo Tech. They have to be. I have no choice. I'm not going to start. I'm not going to create a brand out of nowhere. The thing that one asset that I might have to leverage would be name. No, I'm definitely not going to copy that. But definitely not. Linus he got 80 people working for him. I'm like, 80 people. That's incredible. Like, that's just unreal. No, it's gonna be Chris Pirillo Tech. Just Chris Pirillo. 4K watching? What? You're watching in 4K? No, I'm not gonna. The only brand I can lock myself into is my name. That's all I got. 80s days? Geez, almost like the Logans. Oh, Linus Tech. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's doing his WAN, the WAN show. WAN. I can hardly manage myself. Can't imagine having 80 people look up. I had at most with Locker Gnome, I had, how many people was I paying? 10? I think the most we had was 10. At its height, I think it was 10. I did hear on LTT has struggled with his name being a part of the brand, making products, but it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's doing fine. Bob Vila is doing
Josh
fine.
3D shared X100
thank you, Monsoon
today
Josh.
in Star Wars history. Oops, there doesn't seem to be anything for today, so instead here's 100 bits to let everyone here know that they are awesome for being here tonight on stream.
What? 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 It's weird. The Papa Bear, he just texted me something. Yeah, I don't want to mess around with domains. I just don't. Domains are not. Not a thing. I wouldn't know what to do with them anymore. I stopped buying domains years ago. I'm like, I had some interesting ones where I wouldn't even know. I mean, I know what I would do with like the Locker Gnome domain. I have ChrisPirillo.com already and Pirillo.com. So, buying domains. What is this? 2007? Yes, exactly. Is there room for more tech as a startup? Oh, always. Printer team, always. Never say never. I feel though that if it gets to that, here's the thing. I've been around forever, and people remember my name, so I can't escape my name. I had Locker Gnome as a brand, but it's just as easy to like there's Linus Media Group or whatever. How he pivoted. I mean, it's easily just go Pirillo Tech. It's not or a new brand altogether. Like once it's been established, but in order to get there, I can't create a new tech. A tech, something with tech in it that doesn't have my name, because there's so many tech channels out there, so friggin' many, that to do anything like that is just. No, I agree, Papa Bear. I mean, I've held on to my a lot of the .coms, a lot, but I've let a few things lapse too. I'm like, remember when I used to say just Google Chris, I'm the first result? I used to be, yeah. Chris.Pirillo.com used to be. You call your YouTube channel Jedi's Dad Tech? Yeah, no, it won't work. I have BenchyFans.com. Some friends and I were joking about it, so I registered. Y'all and your benchies. I'm not a benchy guy. I can't even bench. I can bench 0 pounds. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, hang on. Bamboo got back to me here. We have engineers on it. Look at the logs. In the meantime, maybe the new studio is acting up. See if you uninstall the new one and reinstall the old one found here. Yeah. See, I think I'm gonna try the slicing or trying an old slice. Crispy Tech Talk. Chris Perillo. Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Perillo. Typically talking tech. At least I am right now. Crispy Tech Talk. I mean, and there are things in the news cycle that you know, they may not always be, you know, iPhone releases or what have you, but there are plenty of news stories that, you know, I feel like I'm interested in. I'm interested in learning more. Like, you know, for example, today would have been like, why did Patreon lay off their cybersecurity team? Why? It just seems a little sus. I mean, just getting rid of one or two, like, but the entire team, man, I don't know. Maybe it is a cost savings measure. I don't know. Apple's iOS 16 webpage now lists iCloud shared photo library as coming later this year, a feature that was also removed from the latest iOS 16 betas. But see, if you use Google Photos, which, you know, I mean, I know there are people who use just Apple stuff, but like, I guess maybe I know people who don't, I don't think of my friends as, oh, you're an Apple user or you're not an Apple user. Like, I just assume you have access to Google because you can get to it from anywhere. And unfortunately, the way Apple's quote unquote cloud works is like completely different. And that makes, and having been through what I've been through makes me more nervous about Apple than about Google. Because at least with the Google, I can get to it from darn near anything. Forget the apps for a second. I can just get to it easily. You can't do that with like your iPhotos, your photos taken on your Apple devices. If you don't have a Mac, you don't have an iPad, you don't have a phone. Where are they? Where do they go? How do you get them? It's not straightforward. So, I mean, it's nice that they're doing this and adding this feature for the people that use it. But, man, I guess maybe there are families out there that only do Apple. And what's perturbing about that is I'm not as... I just feel that, like, iMessage, right, you get locked in. But at least you can still interact with iMessage users, at least by SMS, right? You can still interact with them. But like the photos thing, like you're locking people out to the point where they don't want to change or they don't want to flip, move away from an iPhone. And I feel there's just something about me, something about it that it really bothers me. That bothers me. Lock-in bothers me. I mean, inevitably we have some degree of lock-in no matter what we do or where we go. But, yeah. Papa Bear, you used to be Android. See, I went the other way. But I'm more of a software guy than a hardware guy. Way more software than hardware. I can see a lot of what people like consider good experiences. I'm like, yeah, that's not for me at all. And being a software enthusiast, iOS is not world class. Not best in class. Best in class at this point goes to Samsung. I think Samsung has best-in-class software experience on their devices. For fluidity, for features, for being a great go-to. Like a great go-to. The Samsung of, I will say this, the Samsung of 2009 is absolutely not the Samsung of 2022. Because I did not like, I could not move away from iOS until something was dramatically better. And the Pixel 2 XL didn't exactly fit the bill, but it worked well enough. And it was that point forward that Android had been a better experience than iOS from the Pixel. All the apps I had on Android working better on iOS. Wasn't about the hardware for me either. No, it's not about the software working. The software is going to work. It's about the slop and chop, Papa Bear. You may not see what I see. And it doesn't mean that you don't have it. You just don't see it. You don't see the dropped frames. You don't see the animation judder. You may not even see the slop. It's design inconsistencies. It's the general user experience is not nearly as fluid. And I'm not going to argue about it because I know what I see, and I'm just saying you don't care or you don't see it. I'm not you care, and I've said this to other people too. You care. It's just you and I obviously don't see things the same way, which is cool. You've got a choice. That, coming back to my original point, that's what bothers me, is when people have less of a choice, or they're made to feel like they have less of a choice. That's what bothers me, specifically about what Apple's doing. Hey, it's good for their bottom line, I guess, but it's just, something just doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. And I only felt that, in working with multiple operating systems, multiple platforms. The flexibility and the ease of use, and not just the features, right? The implementation. It's not as seamless as it could be, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Meaning, a few years ago, wait, hang on, Papa Bear. I gotta ask. Have you seen or used, let's say, a Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra or S22 Ultra? Because the phone I sent you was trash. I mean, it was. I never used it. Like, it was a phone, right? I sent it to you because you said you needed it. But that's not it at all. That's not what it is. It's hard to know if you haven't seen the alternative. I had no idea I had a terrible vision until the first time I put on glasses. Exactly. But tech is always changing. You can't lock yourself in. That's the thing, is like, the more you lock yourself into, well, this is the way it works, like, but you're missing out. I was using an Apple TV for years because there wasn't a good alternative, and then Google released their Google TV with Chromecast, and I'm like, this is a much better entertainment experience. And I know some people swear up and down with Roku. They love their Roku. If the Roku is anything like the Google TV, I can understand why. It's a better television experience than what Apple has to offer right now. Not Apple TV. Apple TV Plus is great. Using S20 wasn't wowed. Yeah, I don't know if the S20 would have been it. I'm talking specifically a flagship device like an S21 or an S22. Forget this. Forget their quote-unquote S Pen. This thing, which I never use. It's there, but I never use it. Like, I don't take notes that way. I don't think that way. Yeah, I never considered Roku. It's either been Google or the Apple TV at this point. Definitely not Amazon. Amazon's software, I've never been happy with its performance ever. The hardware, I'm sure, is ample, but like the software performance has been the user interface and the performance. I can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah, sure, Papa Bear. I'll get right on that. No, I just asked because there is a difference. There's certainly a difference. But it's like this, the same people said, 120 hertz on a phone is not a big deal. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? Have you ever seen 120 hertz on a phone? Well, no. It's worth paying for. It is for a primary screen. It is worth paying for. Absolutely worth paying for. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Rick, that's exactly why I won't use it. Zombie Hedgehog, I would never go back. Well, I'm never going to say that either. I will not. I mean, one of the happiest things that I could hear from Apple is like, this year we're reimagining iOS or something like that. And, not for the worse. That's the thing, is out of the frying pan and into the fire, right? Careful what you wish for. I don't know if that's going to happen until we have a product person as CEO. I think that's when it happens, when we get a product person. Then things change. The design changes. You're still Roku with Plexi? I never plexed. Don't plex. Koopzilla? I don't even know that. Zombie Hedgehog, what do you mean you would never go back? From what to what? I need context. So waiting for a mature OS for iPad. Yeah, Crack Pyrex. I was like, I gave Jedi the iPad to use for her. 120 hertz. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, once you go 120 hertz, you can't go back. You can't. And you cannot tell me you can't see the difference between 60 and 120. You cannot tell me. I cannot be convinced. Like, it's just, No, 60 hertz was perfect on iOS, all the way up to iOS 7. iOS 7 is when 60 hertz fell apart. Or at least the software fell apart around the screen. That's when it was the beginning of the end for iOS for me. That's when I was just like, yeah, I don't know if Apple's thinking about design. Lo and behold, years later, developers tweeting, yeah, Apple really didn't care about, performance or this or that. They wanted it to look shiny. And I'm like, but you got to make it work well, too. Once you go 120, you never go back. That's what I'm saying. Can't do it. My desktop screen's 120. Laptop screen, 120. Tablet, 120. Phone, 120. I cannot. 90's not bad. 90 I could abide by. But like if I had to, I just couldn't do it. I was like, no. Nope. Silver Sunbeam, you don't see the difference. Really? That surprises me. Hey, Sith Lord Brett, thank you for the tweet the other day. Passing people along. Hopefully I was still streaming when you had tweeted that. I was feeling weird. I mean, I feel a little better now than I did before with the headache stuff. Steam Deck is 40 hertz? No. What? I couldn't. Seriously, like if it's I could not consider it. Patreon doesn't let you upload images as a profile picture, but it lets you do an STL. I guess. I have no idea. I've never done it before. But you were mentioning you're waiting for iPad OS to mature. I don't know if it will. I mean, it's always a possibility that Apple makes... I mean, they're trying it with... What is it? The Dynamic Island, which I think, like I said, is a very... That's a very Apple thing. And one of the reasons I'm quote-unquote excited... interested in trying, even though I won't be an iOS power user, not like I used to be. I feel like I'm an Android power user at this point, or certainly a Samsung power user. And they make it very easy to do. Let me swap the filament here.
We have a Brit. The Sith Lord Brit has requested your presence immediately. Sincerely, Sith Lord Brit the Third.
Alright. Well, Your Royal Highness. Oops. Okay. Had to wait for it to take in. I don't disagree, Crack Pyrex, but then that eats into their Mac sales, so they're not likely going to change that. They won't. They're not gonna. They don't want to cut into their Mac sales. They've got to stunt it in some other way. Maybe I'm wrong. But like I guess Stage Manager has been really bad on iPad OS to the point where they've pushed back its release date by like a full month for the new version of the iPad. Because I was very happy when the iPad moved to a ProMotion display. Like that was the one thing I had been waiting on, just to see if it mitigated the iOS sloppiness. Well, it didn't mitigate the sloppiness. It mitigated some of the choppiness, but not all of the choppiness. Like it's just the chop when you scroll sometimes in apps. It's just like There's some apps on Android that do that, but I'm telling you, I largely run lag-free, or the hiccups as they were are not as dramatic. The only time I really run into a crunch on the Samsung is like today. Loading a web page, like a video intensive web page, loading StreamYard on the device just like crunched it. Not that it's an extreme case, but it crunched it. It was too much for it to handle. Ha! So live with what make for now. I doubt they'll ever make an iPad capable as much as a MacBook. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they will. You never know. Someone had actually posted a really interesting a take on how Apple could make a dynamic island on the iPad and make the iPad apps more powerful. And it was actually, I was like, that's not bad. That's pretty compelling. But as far as a tablet experience goes with software, despite all the shortcomings, because there are shortcomings with iPad apps, there are shortcomings with Android tablet apps, Samsung DeX on a Samsung tablet is awesome. Perfect? No. But it works the way I would need it to work. If I could, I'm very happy to have it. Very happy to have Samsung DeX. And I moved from using an iPad for a certain scenario where I needed to use apps. The software was just, it was like, it worked, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. You know, I'm not using the iPad to its full potential, but at least I'm using it. Someone had mentioned, oh, check out, you know, I finally flipped over. This was last year. I flipped over to the S21 Ultra. This is the S22. I flipped over to the S21 Ultra, and I'm like, you know, it's not bad. Let me go take a look at the Tab. The Tab 7 is what it was. This is the previous gen. I walked into Best Buy, and I'm moving things around. I'm like, oh my God, this is so much more fluid than the iPad. The iPad with a ProMotion display. And I'm like, the Samsung thing is more fluid. And then I opened DeX mode. I'm like, oh my God, this is really cool. Because like they just updated it to Android 12 or Android 11L, 12L. The tablet optimized Android, I think, is 12L. Yeah, 12L. I've got it because Samsung rolled it out. They've been great with software updates. I'm not taking advantage of it because I'm never in tablet mode anymore, ever. Like I don't use this tablet. I mean, this thing is it's a chunk, like it's big, right? So I've got NDI running here, but the thing is with Samsung DeX, sorry, my thumb is also touching the top of the screen. Samsung DeX, you can see how smooth that refresh is, dude. Like even at 30 frames per second, you should be able to see how fluid it is. But it's like a windowed. This is what people want an iPad to be. They want Samsung DeX. That's what they want on the iPad, because I can run all my Android apps. I can, like, let's see here. What's an app I can pull up here? Discord. I'll just open up Discord. Although the Discord app now is like, it's not broken. Broken's the wrong word. It needs adjustment because it changed. They changed the. Wait, hang on, just a second. What the hell is going on here? That's the private channel. Wow. Yeah, they changed a few things on here that I just do not like. Wow, what the hell? So you gotta go full on it? No, dude, that's stupid. I don't use Discord on here all that often, but it seems that, and I can see why. They changed something that's really bad. So that people are not scrolling, or you have to scroll. It's not good. Discord's maybe a bad example. When Discord's got problems. In fact, they recently posted saying, "Sorry, we have problems. We'll fix it." Let's see if I can. What am I logged in as here? No, I'm not logged in on. Not logged in on a lot of apps here. I'll open up Photos. Right. So I've got Google Photos here. Right. And I can move it around as a window, scroll, and everything like that. Or I could resize it. If I can grab it. Sorry, I'm like... Doing this from the side, the way I'm doing it, is not exactly easy. So I can resize it like an iPhone app. Everything readjusts like it's on a phone now. All the buttons move to the bottom, right? Just dynamically, right? So, like, I can run Android apps side by side with one another. Like, I can open Google Translate there. Have that over here. I can change the transparency of it. I can easily flip back and forth down here, like the little taskbar, right? So, see another one. I can open up keep notes, right? So everything's dynamic. It's an Android desktop basically. No, DeX is built into every Samsung tablet. DeX is It's a godsend. An absolute godsend. The only thing they've really screwed up seemingly is with the new Discord update. And the previous Discord update was okay, but the new one, like the old one, it worked. You could resize it like a phone, and it would go to a phone size. Now it's like it thinks it's on the it thinks it's taking up the full space of the tablet, which it's not doing. Like there's some resizing issues with that. I love my tab, love my Galaxy. I think I'm a Samsung user for life. Dark Toy Lord, I'm kind of feeling the same way. I'm not saying for life. I'm going to be cautious about that because, you know, you never know. Tech always changes. 10 years from now, I don't know what's going to happen. I tolerated the iPad Pro because I needed something, and I didn't think the Android tablets were ready. Suffice it to say, they are ready. Perfect? No. But I'm telling you, people who are complaining about the iPad and its software are looking for Samsung DeX. That's what they are looking for. Period. Everything, I mean, the regular old one, split screen stuff, you can do split screen stuff in the regular version of the tablet, or because there's two experiences, right? There's the tablet one where you can run apps full screen, which is a big deal if you want to do that, or like you can have multiple apps side by side in that mode, or I find it just as easy just to constantly be in DeX. I am constantly in DeX. Constantly, even when if I rebooted the system, it will close out. It will come back into DeX. If I reboot the system, it'll go back. It'll go start in regular mode, and then it'll boot into DeX mode. So I hope, and I do believe Samsung will continue to improve because they've made small improvements to the UI, just over the past year. See, this is the kind of stuff I'd love to talk about on a tech podcast. That's the kind of stuff that I've been babbling about. So I'm not worried about all this stuff. Oh, this one's the big one. This is the Ultra. I went with the Ultra because I'm like, I need the screen real estate. I have a need. Give me as much resolution as I can, as I can get. I mean, it works, and it comes with, not that I ever use it, it comes with an S Pen, right? So you can draw, sketch, with the native support. So it's a full-featured tablet that I had no idea it wasn't even on my radar. Hadn't even considered it. Hadn't even come close. So I'm glad I had the experience I did because I learned something. I'm like, ooh, this is nice. Sorry about the yawn. Sorry about the yawn. Yawny. Who would you like to raid tonight? Who's streaming that we haven't raided in a while? I have the first gen iPad Pro charging the Apple Pencil is silly. See, and we got an Apple Pencil. Liz sent an Apple Pencil. And otherwise we wouldn't have one. I wasn't gonna pay for an Apple Pencil for Jedi. I'm like, no, it's not. She's too young. She doesn't even use it all that much now, which is unfortunate, but kind of how I felt. Like she wanted a stylus, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna pay $200 for one because it just doesn't make any sense. We'll hold on to her iPad though. The iPad that she's using last year's. She's using the iPad Pro. Maybe it's not the latest one, but the previous. No, maybe it is the latest one. Is it? One of the later ones. The first 5G iPad Pro. That's when I got. When I flipped over to the S21, I'm like, well, Jedi needs, something to watch things on or to text message with people. I'm like, it's just as easy to give her an iPad. Although it'd probably be just as easy at some point to just, for that kind of stuff, get her a straight up Android. Now she's been using the OnePlus. I found the OnePlus. She found the OnePlus, so she has used it, but not often. Not often. She's got a lot of other things going on in school. School will take her away. Eventually, she will find her way to a phone. But for that, I feel we're more of a... Like, we're all over the place, though. Unicorn Girl, thank you for following. Not sure what brings you in, but happy you're here. Driving by the follow. Say, oh, yeah, no problem. Before you go to sleep. Well, thank you. Before you go to sleep. Have a good snooze. Glad I could put you to sleep. We're all, our family's all over the map. Tales from the Maker Deck covers probably wouldn't have happened had I never gotten this Galaxy S7 Plus. Wow. Really? Was the OnePlus the one that went walkabout from the bamboo? Yeah, apparently I put it in something else and moved the something else elsewhere. And then she found it. I'm like, oh my God, what was it doing there? This is, I mean, I was going to hold on to this one. It's got a 90 hertz refresh rate screen. I mean, it's dead because it's not charged or anything. But it was a review unit years ago. It was great. I mean, it was fine. It was ample. It worked. And the cameras on the OnePlus devices, not quite the things that I would want to use. The software was fine. The software was okay. I think a lot of that has kind of changed with their newer editions, but still gets software updates somewhat regularly. Not as good as Samsung, unfortunately, or not as good as Google. Maybe they'll change that game. They got to up that game. But it's still this device will be, I feel, good for the next. And this has been what? This is 3 years old. This is the OnePlus 7. I can't remember. But that refresh, the screen refresh, is fine for what we use it for. It's fine. This will be fine for the next probably 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, possibly. Hey, Mr. Bobby Warren. Will you get the 14 Pro Max on T-Mobile? Why? I don't really. I'll get the 14 Pro Max, but I order it. I always get it unlocked. I'm not connecting it to any network apart from Wi-Fi. Samsung's gotten better with software updates. S9 got one update. Oh yeah, Samsung is like on it. They are on it. They've been doing a fantastic job. Like at worst, you're like usually maybe a month behind from the mainline updates or the security updates. But for the most part, they've done a very good job. Very good job. As good as could be expected. Of course, I would want them to get better. Oh, there you go, Mr. Bobby Warren. Congratulations. Yeah, I'd mentioned this at the top of the stream. I got the 14 Pro Max, but 5 minutes after it launched, I got the space black, the dark, super dark, because you know me, I like black devices. But yeah, 5 minutes later, and my date was pushed back a week. I couldn't believe it. Wonder how activation of iPhone 14 will work for you now they mixed physical. Yeah, that's another concern, Kurt. A lot of people are concerned about eSIM. A lot of people are kind of pissed, especially Android users. Because I can't, as much as like, oh, I'll test drive the iPhone. I can't do that. I'm not switching over. I'm not gonna, I can't physically move my SIM card. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna, if I don't have to mess with eSIM, I'm not gonna mess with it. Now I'm sure it's just a matter of time now that Apple's done it. It's just a matter of time before the other companies do it, and then the carriers have to handle eSIM activation better. Yes, in the US, it's only eSIM. Only eSIM. They've decided that they're going to do it. So I hope people don't have problems with it. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of complaining. A lot of complaining about it. A lot of complaining. That's probably going to be the biggest complaint about the iPhone. Not about anything else. It's going to be about the eSIM. Almost guaranteed. I feel more people will complain about the eSIM than complain about the headphone jack. I think EU has eSIM, but everything, the carriers there are different too. I mean, maybe one day we won't have to worry about carriers as much as we do today. That would be utopia, wouldn't it? eSIM is going to get more robust now since Apple's doing it. Force carriers should get better. Well, you'd think that, Kurt. You'd think. I'm kind of still waiting for the 5G dream to get realized. Like I was, 5G is the bee's knees, and 5G is, and I'm like, I'm going to tell you, it feels exactly like 4G. I mean, I live in a decent area, not a great area, but I mean, a decent. Like I get, like, let me see here, just where I'm sitting right now. I mean, it's definitely 5G. Turn off Wi-Fi. What? Give me a second. Tools, speed test. I don't even know why I have this installed. I hardly use it. Go. All right, running a speed test. This is 5G speeds. 5G. I'm connected to 5G. You can see it in the bar, but it's just. $35 down. 5G. 3 up. So, yeah. I'm still waiting for the promise of 5G. Maybe I have to wait till 6G before everything gets faster. I don't know. One day you will be a celebrity. Dig it. Guitars in. Jungle band. Get my hand on your stand. Guitars in. For some reason, I have guitars in like flying through my head right now. I don't know why. Let's see here. Let's look in makers and crafting. See if anybody new. A lot of people build keyboards. They love building keyboards. That's a thing. Someone's doing a giveaway. I don't know. No one's really inspiring right now. You had the Meow Mix song stuck in your head. Ooh, that's bad. I think I get better 5G signal in elsewhere in the house, but the problem is you can't go. I'm not going to go to a certain part of my house every time I need to use 5G. It just doesn't make any friggin' sense. Hey, that's an interesting handle. Keeping track of this account. Fascinating handle, if I may say. Astra Canuck is streaming, although I think that was a recent raid, was it not? Juana's playing a game. It looks like Minecraft. It's not Minecraft though. Science is streaming. Have we rated him? He's now 3D printing too. Have we rated him in a while? Oh, he's doing his science stream tonight. He's not illustrating tonight, but they're doing Science News Friday, horses, tardigrades, ants, and more. Return of Lita. He's a 3D printer now. He's got the Anycubic. What do you think? You're down for that? Astra Canuck? Okay, Astra Canuck or Science. I think those are our things. Those are our two things. You're lucky, Mr. Bobby Warren. You're very lucky. Let's do it. Let's run a poll. Let's ask. Science or Astro Canuck? I'll give you a minute. All right, vote in the poll. Oh, Astro Canuck has he's got great interactivity. I love Astro Canuck streams. Love, 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 love. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, I think Astro Canuck is going to get it. All right, fair enough. Astro Canuck. I love lurking. If y'all have to lurk, or go over to Astro Canuck's stream and lurk, because you Homer Simpson melt into his beard. He's got amazing production stuff. Amazing. Tonight has been wonderful to chat and commiserate. You've given me a lot to think about. I love the topics that we were talking about. This is the kind of fodder that I feel a tech podcast on YouTube would work well with. Focused, of course, but going, by and large by what people are asking, what people are talking about, guided largely by you. So I appreciate that. Twitch is still in my future. That's not going to change. It's very much after hours-y. And thank you for staying with me after hours. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the force be with you always. See you tomorrow night for a Saturday cereal and, God knows what. I am kind of gassy. I don't know where did that come from. Oh, I know exactly where it came from. Feel free to use the Maker D1 raid emote or the Perillo raid emote. Here we go. Tuscan raiding Astro Canuck in 3, 2, 1. All right, Astro. Take it away. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Astro Canuck. There we go. All right, Astro.